But anything that, excluding McGregor, that was the craziest thing we've seen.
What's up, Barnhill family? Welcome back to the channel.
Yo.
Guys, just real quick, the Barnhill Brothers, we are on audio as well, wherever you listen to podcasts. And guys, if you feel so inclined, we would love a review from you guys and a subscribe there as well. We're trying to grow the audio platform. The video platform has taken off for us lately, and it's all because of you guys. And we just want to say thanks. And if you listen to audio, check us out there and leave us a review if you could. But Nick, so let's get right into the fight that just got announced, and probably the fight that honestly I'm looking most forward to in 2021, and that is the rematch between Colby Covington and Kamaru Usman for the 170 belt. I feel like the first fight is a story that's been rewritten 1,000 times. That was a majority draw in my eyes and on the judges' scorecards going into that fifth round, and Kamaru dug a little deeper, broke Colby's jaw. But to make believe that this is not going to be another war, I think would be incorrect.
Yeah, well, I have to correct you because he did not break the jaw. I think that was
that right?
I think that was a little bit of a misdiagnosis. And even if it was Colby that diagnosed him, we can't really take a fighter who's 20 minutes into a 25-minute bout at his word for verbatim. So he didn't end up breaking his jaw, but that was the narrative of the first fight, which pushed the rematch as far as it is now. Thank God it's here. That was by far the most entertaining fight, lead up wise and everything that we've seen in a long time, aside from some of those special nights McGregor gave us, that were just major. But anything that, excluding McGregor, that was the craziest thing we've seen. And the animosity was real. You could feel it. You could feel the tension. I was watching it from the TV, from comfortably on my couch, and I felt the unnerving tension. Imagine being in the crowd there. It probably was an amazing environment to be in live, but probably felt kind of hostile.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like if Brandon Moreno versus Davison Figueiredo demanded an instant rematch and Dana went to the press conference and made it happen right after, then this one deserved it that same night. These two guys, and I don't want to take anything from Davison and Brandon, because that was a great fight, the first one.
Yeah.
But it wasn't all that competitive. It definitely wasn't 2-2 going into the fifth. Colby won 2 of those rounds clear as day. Usman won 2 of those rounds clear as day. And that fifth one, in my opinion, did get stopped a little bit early. When you have those types of fighters in there, and I know there's not like a warrior clause that kind of ruined Mario Yamasaki's reffing career, but this is a title fight, and the stoppage was a bit early. He was shooting for a single leg or a double leg.
I think it was a double.
I think it was a double leg, and he was actually advancing on it. So I felt it was a little bit premature in the stoppage, but you obviously do better if you don't want the fight to get stopped. He wasn't going to stop it on behalf of Kamaru Usman, because Usman wasn't in that sort of compromised position. So I don't know. I was so looking forward to this fight happening. I'm just glad it's happening now. We don't have to wait any longer.
Yeah, me too. And the history is the history, and it was a beautiful fight. It was a tough fight, but both of these guys are going to be coming into this rematch much, much better fighters than they were the first time, which makes it that much more exciting to me. On the one hand, you have the incredible performances that Kamaru has had since that fight.
Right.
I mean, one thing about Kamaru when he was up and coming in the ranks, the complaint was, this guy's a great grappler. He's very strong. He's very athletic, but he really is not that exciting, and he's not a finisher. Look what he just did to Jorge Masvidal. He flatlined him. I mean, he is absolutely, his power under Trevor Whitman has come on in a way that I never thought it would. I always thought that Kamaru could be a finisher, but never with just one punch devastating knockout power like you see with Derek Lewis or Francis Ngannou or some of these just incredibly powerful people. But he seems to possess that one punch power now. So Colby certainly has to watch out for that. On the other side, Colby has a lot of output. He throws a lot of punches. He's like the Tasmanian devil in there. He's peppering you with shots from start to finish, and he does not get tired.
Yeah.
We know that he had the problems with American Top Team and Dustin Poirier and Jorge Masvidal, and his training sessions were getting interrupted, and they were having to train at odd hours, and it was weird things going on. The problems with Dan Lambert, you name it. Now he's at MMA Masters. He's got 2 coaches there that are very capable coaches that are basically he's their biggest star.
Right.
They're trying to build their gym around him.
Yeah.
And that's Daniel Valverde and Cesar Carnero, I believe is the other gentleman's name.
Yeah.
They're trying to build their gym around Colby as the star. That he said, my jiu-jitsu has come along, my finishing. His grappling was always good, but he said, look, my submissions are really coming along. My striking is getting much better. So it's going to be very interesting because both of these guys were razor close the first time. Kamaru was just a little bit better. Kamaru's been more active, but it's going to be really interesting to see if Colby, at a new gym with new coaches and new skills, can close that slight gap that there was in the first fight.
Yeah, and part of the story is the fact that both of them changed camps. I don't think that there's any bad blood like how Colby and American Top Team have with Usman and Henry Hooft and the Sanford MMA guys. But he did go over to Colorado and train with Trevor Whitman for his last few fights, had them in his corner instead of Henry Hooft. And he's been doing things that we've never seen him do before. When we say one of the highest praise we can give a fighter when they knock somebody out is he starched him.
Yeah.
Or, he stiffened him up, right?
Yeah, he flattened him.
But this was different. He spun Jorge. You don't see like a top. Jorge looked like his body went limp and just kind of gave way like a spaghetti noodle.
Yeah.
That's something that's some crazy power.
Yeah.
So I think that Kamaru Usman's obviously going to bring the wrestling into his game plan. I don't think just because he has a few knockouts that he's completely fallen in love with his hands like a Justin Gaethje, and he's going to abandon wrestling. I think he's still going to utilize wrestling because he knows that he's already one of the greatest fighters of all time. And if he keeps winning, he's just going to cement his legacy as potentially one of the true GOATs of this sport. But, Colby Covington is one of those guys that it makes sense for me that he went on and created his own gym. And, I guess he didn't create the gym, but it is very much
built around
centered
him,
around Colby, especially when he's in there. Everything's shut down. He's like a TJ Dillashaw, polarizing figure. TJ didn't mesh well with alpha male, and he wanted to go cater this career. You have to be a little bit selfish in this career. And I don't say selfish to bring a guy down. I think that being selfish in MMA is something that's actually beneficial to the fighter, and it's not meant as an insult.
It's what you have to do at times, a lot of the time.
And a lot of guys are really good in American Top Team, Jackson Wink style settings where they're surrounded by it. Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
But if you are in the financial position, or you're on you're the personality type that focuses better when all the attention's on you, then you got to do what people like Conor McGregor does and what TJ Dillashaw does, now Colby Covington. I think this was a good move on his part. I think he's going to continue to show us even more impressive performances since he left American Top Team. And I just feel like this is a recipe for an even crazier second fight. I'm not saying he's going to close the gap and then some on Usman, but I think this is certainly a smart move for Colby Covington.
Yeah, it was definitely a smart move. And as big of a star as he is and as much attention as he can grab, he was at American Top Team. And it's like, okay, you were the interim champ at one point. Cool. You see that girl over there? Her name's Amanda Nunes. She's the best female fighter that's ever lived. Mm-hmm. She's a champ. You see that guy over there? His name's Dustin Poirier. He's getting ready to fight Conor McGregor. You know what I mean?
Jorge Masvidal, biggest star. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like it's crazy. As big of a star as Colby is, he wasn't the brightest light at ATT, even though he was the one who could grab the headlines and stuff. But he is absolutely MMA Masters shining star, and MMA Masters is looking to emerge themselves as the next great South Florida MMA gym.
Yeah.
And they're trying to do it on the back of Colby. God, I don't even want to make a prediction in this fight, man. I know we will as we get closer. Early, if you just hold my feet to the fire, I'm going to say Kamaru, just because that power is just so ridiculous these days on top of all the other skills he has. And Colby does get hit sometimes, but then again, Colby could come out with a pace that just is overwhelming. I really, really don't think you could make a title fight between two gentlemen or ladies for that matter that is razor close in skill and ability as these two. That said, early prediction may very well change. Usman.
Yeah, this is such a good fight. This is a fight we've all wanted for so long. Yeah. And the fact that we get it now in front of a live audience, that's perfect. You can't have this fight rematch.
Little Wayne's going to be walking Colby out. It's going to be a spectacle.
This is going to be awesome. You'll probably see Candace Owens and some other people that are his biggest fans in the crowd. And then Usman, he's going to have a huge fan base behind him. This is a classic superhero versus supervillain, and a lot of people are starting to get on the Kamaru Usman bandwagon for greatness. They want to jump on because they see something great, and he's doing really great things. But make no mistake about it, Colby Covington is the next best guy in this division. He might be equally as good. And I think that there's no other fight that the 170 division needs more than this one. I don't even think that there's the next guy down in line is quite a ways down from these two guys.
Yeah.
This is such an important fight for the division. I think that Colby's going to have to pull a little bit of extra stuff out of his hat and out of his sleeves to pre-fight, as far as antics go, to get under Kamaru's skin. He did get under Kamaru's skin the first time, but Kamaru was able to deal with it and ended up getting his hand raised. Now this time he knows what he's going in against as far as like the pre-fight antics and all that, the mental warfare as they like to call it. So I feel like we're definitely going to get some more of that type of stuff, but Kamaru is more versed in dealing with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm super excited. Early predictions, I think that I think we're going to have another war, and I think Colby might be able to shock the world.
Wow, that's a bold prediction. It might change, but we'll do a predictions video as it gets closer.
Absolutely. Something tells me we're going to do a few on this one.
And if this is Madison Square Garden, just all the bigger. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. And if you've enjoyed the content, a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel helps us out tremendously. And Nick and I sincerely appreciate it. Until the next one, guys, have a wonderful day.
Peace.